Well, hello and welcome back to A320 Flight Sim. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be taking a flight from Telluride, Colorado to Aspen, Colorado. A short little flight over about 100 miles. It's going to be a little fun thing. We got some bad weather to look at here at the end, and it'll make for some exciting times. It's a pretty interesting approach into Aspen. I had saw a post online of somebody suggesting, hey, you guys should really try an A320 flight from Telluride to Aspen. And then the other day on my John Wayne airport video, the noise abatement takeoff video, somebody dropped a comment on there and said, hey, man, you really should try flying into Aspen or into Eagle County there in Colorado. So just seemed like the right thing to do. Let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit. Let's get this aircraft, our little Frontier Airlines Airbus A320, out onto the runway, and let's get moving. All right, well, one of the things here on our takeoff is it gets a little bit interesting. We did get vectored by ATC. They asked me to take a big left-hand turn coming out of Telluride here. And as I made that turn out of Telluride, I noticed a very large mountain right in front of me. We're in the middle of the Rocky Mountains, and I didn't particularly care for this this vectoring that ATC gave me. I was headed straight for that mountain, had to make a pretty tight left-hand turn and get up into the air as quickly as I possibly could. I had to watch that power, had to watch my flaps. I was a little bit worried there for a little bit, but I was able to make the turn and get up over the top of that mountain without too much trouble. And from here, we're going to head to our first waypoint. We're only going to fly at 17,000 feet. It's a very short flight, and so getting up to the big numbers up there in the 30,000s like we would normally fly just won't work for this one. We do get up to around 17,000 feet, and you'll see as we go along, we start to run into some weather the closer and closer we get to Aspen. So you can see now we're up to our cruising altitude, like I said, of only about 17,000 feet, heading across the Rockies here, and we're already starting to hit some clouds and some low-level fog, and that is going to be what you're going to see the rest of this flight. There's not going to be a lot of great views, but we do break through the clouds here a little bit occasionally. You can see us here as we head over Montrose, Colorado, and then we're going to continue on until we start getting into our approach into Aspen, which is where it gets pretty dicey. It gets very foggy. You're going to see that in just a second. All right, well, we've reached our approach, and you can see we're going through some pretty rough weather here. We've got a lot of clouds, a lot of low-level fog, but we do end up breaking through it once we get a little bit closer to the ground level. So we definitely have some weather here we've got to get through before we get to that final approach. All right, so we've made it to the final approach. We've got gear down, we've got flaps set, have a pretty stable approach here as we break through the clouds a little bit. Starting to see the ground here again, but right now it's not too bad. The tricky part here is once we get below these peaks, the wind starts to pick up. Here up at elevation, I had pretty steady winds, 2-5 knots, nothing bad. But once I got down below these peaks, it really started swirling, and I was getting 20-30 knot crosswinds. So I was kind of warned about that by somebody. They told me, hey, look, it doesn't seem that bad, but once you start dropping in, you really get these bad crosswinds, and that's what I was experiencing here. I was able to go ahead and get it fairly straight on to approach. Fought with the aircraft just a little bit, but not too bad. Tried to keep it as close to the center as I possibly could. Ended up going a little bit long on the landing, but honestly that was worth it for me in order to make sure that I was straight, because I was definitely worried about getting pushed around by that crosswind. But we did get it straight, got it pretty close to center. Definitely long, but that's okay. Floated the landing just a little bit, but when I considered the circumstances, the weather, the conditions that were going on here in Aspen, I was pretty darn happy with that landing. I thought it was pretty smooth. Again, just a little bit long.
Spoilers. No reverse engine 1 and engine 2.
Alright, so we made it into Aspen. We'll go ahead and taxi up to the gate here, get all our passengers off, And again, just like to say thank you so much for joining us here on A320 Flight Sim. If you please go ahead and give us a like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. And then if you have any comments, I'd love to hear them. I've gotten some great feedback so far. Like I said, this video came about because somebody had commented about on one of their videos about flying into Aspen here, and it was something I was planning on doing anyway, but it kind of gave me that extra push to go ahead and get the video done. So again, go ahead and like and subscribe. Give me any comments if there's a place you'd like to see me fly into or out of. If there's a city pair you'd like to see a highlight video, I'd be happy to do that as well. And then again, share this channel. If you've got any friends you think might enjoy some flight sim videos, maybe they'd like to see some of these things, go ahead and share it with them. I really appreciate it. So again, thank you so much for joining us here on A320 Flight Sim, and have a great day.